Gong in the trunk.
Hey, what's going on, people? This is Tony 2.0, and I'm back again today with another noob's guide to League of Legends. Today's topic, we're going to cover Pantheon. This, ladies and gentlemen, this little assassin that we got here, he is quickly becoming one of my favorite champs to play. Pantheon is good in a lot of different roles. He can definitely rule a top lane, can jungle like crazy, but I really like to take him mid lane. I don't know if this is the appropriate thing. This fucking series is called the Noob Guide, and that's for a reason, because maybe I'm making mistakes. Nobody really has corrected me, and nobody that I played with has ever said anything bad when I do it. Pantheon is an AD champ. This guy is all muscle, all power, straight up ass whooper. That's what I like to call him. When I play Panth, it's one of those things where you, for the most part, can outpoke just about any toon on the map. A few guys that I really hate to go up against mid lane, Heimerdinger and Caitlyn. Caitlyn usually doesn't roll mid, but if she does, she can be a pain in the ass. I tend to dominate Luxes that come middle, or just about anybody else. I mean, Heimerdinger and Caitlyn are really the only two that I have a problem with. A few things that Panth has going for him. His passive ability. The auto attack 4 times yields you a shield that if more than 40 damage is dealt to you, completely blocks it. So things going into turrets that are low, or building the shield up, then pouncing on maybe a enemy that's a little bit higher level than you or stronger than you. This can really help absorb that first blow or make them waste at least one of their abilities. His bread and butter, and what I love to say is the poke is fucking real with Pantheon, baby. His spear shot. This is the most important part of Pantheon. Building up the physical damage through AD as well as ranking up the skill itself. Very important. As I progress and level with Panth, I don't even touch his E ability, usually till later on, just because the spear shot and his second ability that we're going to talk about right now is more important to me as far as getting in and being a fucking pain in the ass to the enemy. His W ability, it's the Aegis of Zionia. Panth leaps and stuns. This is absolutely a necessity. He deals magic damage through this, and so having a little bit of AP for this as well as his ult, the Grand Skyfall is good. And I've seen a few builds where people actually go pretty heavy AP. Unfortunately, he's more of an AD champ. The reason for that is his spear shot gets 140% plus off of his AD, and so it kind of balances. You got to kind of balance. What are you going to use more? With Pantheon, I feel like unless you're running a great support that can stun or CC the enemy teams, his ult really just isn't that good, and so it's more important for me to build AD to get that spear shot. Moving on down the list, his E ability that I said I don't use a whole lot, it's called Heartseeker Strike. He throws this like spear out there that has 100% critical chance against targets below 15%. That's good, and I use it kind of mid to late game. But for me, it's more of a spear thing. After you rank up his spear shot, the cooldown is so short that he's a monster, this guy, I tell you. I love playing him. Getting on to his ultimate, the Grand Skyfall. Basically, it's this dual cast ult. The problem is that the enemies can see when it's coming. Other champs, you can activate your ult, and the team doesn't have any way to get away from that. When you ult in with Panth, and I've made a few mistakes, and you can ask my buddy the Black Glove about them. I've tried to ult mid-fight, and it doesn't always work that well. It works kind of one-on-one if you're in trouble. It gets you out of the field of damage for a minute, but when you're in a team fight, it doesn't work. the best way for this to happen is to have your supports, your fiddlesticks, your moo-moos go in, stun, CC them up as you're coming in. It's basically a 4-second cast. 2 seconds for it to ramp up, and you jump in the air. 2 seconds for you to come down and deal damage. This ability in a team fight when you have a great team is fantastic, and it can get you into places very quickly that traveling sometimes by foot doesn't allow you to. One of my favorite things to do with Panth is to jungle as well. If I'm not running mid lane, or if I don't have a very good team and I am running mid lane, I love to bounce around with Panth. The reason for it is after you reach level 6, using that ultimate to get in, help your teammates finish off people. Even if you can build your shield, turret dive a target with your fucking ult, take the brunt of that turret shot, it works out almost all the damn time. Another great thing about Pantheon, he's not really a tank, but you can get him awfully tanky. I've done a few matches where I absolutely had to go tank because the rest of my team all decided to be like AD carrier or all AP, or just, you get those teams. You guys know how that works. Maybe you don't, but I've had to go full tanky with him, and he is a handful to get. When you look at the actual cost of him, he is 3,150 IP points or 790 riot points, so he is pretty pricey, but he's an excellent toon for you guys to try out. There's not a big learning curve with him, and I think that's what I like. I'm lucky because I play with some people that are really good at this game, and they kind of walked me through how to set him up. If you guys are looking for builds for him, I suggest going to Mobifier. That's kind of the best way. That's the way that I do it. And after you see their builds, then you can kind of adapt it to what you feel more comfortable with, as well as what the other team is bringing to you. Sometimes you got to build more armor. Sometimes you got to build a little more AP versus AD if they're getting armory on you. He's just a heck of a toon, and he's very versatile. And I'm telling you right now, dude, the poke is real. The poke is fucking real. Guys, thanks for checking this out. I hope it helps you. If you haven't started playing League of Legends yet, I definitely suggest that you go do. It is a free game. You can go ahead and add me on there. My champ's name is Tony 2.0, just like the channel. Put it down in the bottom if you guys have any other questions about him, if there's something I missed, if there's something that you'd like me to cover, or a champ that you'd like me to try. I'm going to start something that I'm going to do another video for. It's probably going to be a disaster, but I'm going to do it. You guys can stay tuned for that. Thanks for checking this out, guys. I will talk to you again very soon.